All right. What is the ordered pair for this point right here? What's our x value, and then what's our y value?
I don't remember.
What number is it above? What's our x value?
3. Take 1.
1. All right. And then what number is it next to? What's our y value?
60.
Perfect. So that ordered pair is 160. So, and basically what that's saying is in 1 hour, he's gone 60 miles. Okay, so 60 miles per hour. We'll see that again, I'm sure. Up here, let's go number 9. Garrett, what is our ordered pair for this point right here? 2 and 120. Awesome, dude. 2 and 120. Do we need any more points? No, so let's use our formula. The formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y'all should be pros. Y'all are pros at this by now. We're just taking our second y value, which is 120, and subtracting our first y value, which is 60, and then doing the same thing with our x's. We have 2 minus 1. Does anyone know what that equals? 60, right? And it's 60 over 1, which simplifies to 60. So how fast are we traveling, guys? 60 miles per hour. Awesome. Miles per hour. And there's, right, that's a unit rate. Oh, showed you the right unit. 60 miles per hour. Okay? Yeah, miles per hour. That's a unit rate. Anytime you have a 1 in the denominator like that, or a whole number slope, that's a unit rate. Okay. Second question. How long will it take Sam to travel 180 miles? Let's see if number 14, Skylar. Well, let's look. Where is our information, Skylar, for miles? Is it on the x-axis or the y-axis?
Y-axis.
Y-axis. Okay, and where is it at 180?
At the very
Kind of near the top? Okay. So here's 180. What is our value on our line? How many hours for when? You got it. 3. So, yeah, in 3 hours, right, we've gone 180 miles. So, like, 180 miles from here is like, I don't know. Have y'all been to Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 180 miles. That takes about 3 hours to get there, something like that, depending on how you drive, if you go up 75 or not. How did I do that? Yeah, so we said, the question was, how long will it take to travel 180 miles? Well, this is all of our miles information here, right? So in 60 miles, it took 1 hour, right? We could say in 120 miles, it takes 2 hours. Okay, now we want to know, in 180 miles, so I go up to 180, how long does it take? Well, it takes 3 hours. See that? That's how you read a graph. Very good. All right. C, about how many miles can Sam travel in 1 hour and 15 minutes? Now, this is a little tricky, 1 hour and 15 minutes, because 1 hour and 15 minutes, that's not really listed on our graph, is it? No.
64 miles.
So if we just estimated, what could we say? How long does it take for 1 hour? 60, right? And how long does it take for 2 hours?
120.
120. So it's got to be somewhere in between that, right? It's not going to be over 120. It's not going to be less than 60. All right, it's going to be somewhere in between that. Anyone have an estimate they want to give?
75. 75.
75, 65? Well, let's look. So in between 1 hour and 2 hours, we have an hour and a half, right? That'd be like an hour and a half, which would be at 90. In between an hour and a half and an hour, that would be where an hour and 15 minutes is, which would be right here. So that would be in between 60 and 90, right? No, 60 and
70.
that'd be 90, 70, 100. So between 2 would be 120. half of that, oh, I'm sorry, that wouldn't be 90. That would be 120 minus 60 is 60. All right, so that would be, half of that would be, 90. And then half of that would be 90, between 90 and 60 would be 30. And then half of that would be 15. So it would be 75.
Oh, I got it right.
75.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Even.
All right, next one. Now we are typing. Right? Y'all took like a typing class last year, right?
Yeah, I'm still taking it.
Still taking it? Yeah.
No, we do it different.
But they try to get up your words per minute. Y'all talk about that kind of stuff. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here. We're doing words per second on this graph. So always pay attention. The first thing I like to look at is just what are my graphs, like the axes labeled as. So my x-axis, my y-axis. We have words per second. All right, and then question A. What is the constant speed of the person typing? Wilton. We're trying to find slope, Wilton. Right? Constant speed, rate, all that stuff. That means rate of change. That means slope. There's just a bunch of different ways to say it because English is fun like that.
You're not English.
What do we need to do first to find the slope of this line?
X.
Yeah, we need to find an x value and a y value, right? That formula. What do we need to plug into that formula? We need two ordered pairs. So how am I going to find an ordered pair? I don't have dots drawn for me. Make your own dots, right? So we can go, how about, what do I do here? Yeah, right here.
30 to 20. Do that one.
Okay, and right here. That's a good one. All right, and somebody already said it. Who said that? Skylar?
Yep.
We'll go ahead and write that one down. So that ordered pair is 30, 20, right? Because the x value is 30 and the y value is 20, right? X and then y. And then over here, 15, 10. Y'all are great. 15, 10. I know. So we have x and y, x and y. We'll say these are x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we just use our formula. Yeah, 20 minus 10 over 30 minus 15. Guys, you can pull out your calculator, type that in, and it'll spit it out. If you just want to do it by hand, 20 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 15 is 15. And that's going to simplify to 2 over 3. And 2 over 3, what does that mean, though? 2/3 what? 2 over 3. What's our y-axis and what's our x-axis?
Words. 2/3 of words.
2/3 of a 2 words per
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Perfect. 2 words for every 3 seconds. Okay. All right, let's ask number 7. Not here. Number 10. Anna. After 30 seconds, what is the number of words typed? 30 seconds? 20. I don't know what that was, but. Is that you, London? C. Number 15. Right here. Number, yeah, right. I'll go call him up. 8. You have an 8, right?
It's Hayden.
Hayden, yeah. Okay. I was looking there. Hayden, how long does it take? So how many seconds does it take to type 30 words? So let's see. At 35 seconds, we've typed, not quite. Look one more time. So go to 30 words. And then where are we on our graph? 45. You see that? So so if we're asking words, we go to words. Words is over here. We say, okay, how many have we done in 30? Well, 45. Good.
Does it have to be on the line of the?
Yes. All our information, that's a great question, Skylar. The important part of this is like the, I don't know, the table, the map, but this is actually the information we want, is just this line, right? This line gives us everything we want. Everything else is just like, that's the table it's set on, really. But the information, it always has to be on the line. Good question. All right. What does the slope of the line represent? We already talked about that. Words per second, right? Okay, so we're doing about 2 words per 3 seconds. Questions? Fold this one.
I have a question.
All right, and we're going to take our break. Let me pause this.
Y'all is inappropriate.
Your bathtub has 4.5 inches of water when you start to drain it, okay? Notice, is this a positive slope or a negative slope?
Negative.
Negative slope, right? And that makes sense because we're draining water. So as seconds go up, right, as it's more time passes, the water level goes down. So you would expect a negative slope. I like to just write this just so I know what I'm dealing with. So that's our, let's put water here, water level. All right. At what rate is the tub? Okay, they just come out and ask. What's the slope? What's the rate of change? Well, we can plot some points. I'm going to be, right, we could plot here, 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 here. I'm going to be a little careful just because I notice I don't have all of these. Some of these will have decimals, and I'd rather just avoid decimals when I can. I'm going to pick points that have ordered pairs already clearly visible to me. So like this one would be 2 and 4. And then I could pick this one, but it would be 3.5, and I don't want to deal with the decimal. So I'm going to go down here. Yeah, 6 and 3. Well, it would be 6 and 3. Yeah. Let's go. 6 and 3. Does that make sense? Why I picked these two? You could still do it with the decimal, but I just avoid those when we can. All right, so what's the rate? Well, let's do our 3 minus 4 over 6 minus 2. Okay, that's going to equal negative 1 over 4, and there's our rate. It's going down at 1 inch for every 4 minutes. Or seconds, sorry, not minutes, seconds. So an inch every 4 seconds. All right. How much water is in the tub after 6 seconds? 3 inches. Okay, so that's the first part of that question. We'll say 3 inches. Then they have a second part. How much water has drained?
What?
So there's 3 inches. How much water we're just looking at this part of the graph. How much water has drained from here to here? How much has drained?
4.5 minus
4. Yeah, okay, who said that? 4.5 minus 3, right? Because look at this. How much water is in the tub when it starts draining? How much is in the tub?
Anna, what was it?
London, what do you think? How much water is in the tub when we start?
4.5. 4.5.
Okay, one, it tells us 4.5. The other way, at 0 seconds past, so 0 seconds, how much is drained? Nothing yet, right? So that's a good starting amount, right? If it's 0 seconds have passed, that means that's how much we're starting with. So what is that? That's 4.5. So we have another ordered pair here. That's 0, 4.5. That's the y-intercept. I talked about that briefly in our vocab for this chapter, but that's always an important value, the y-intercept. When x is 0, what is y? Okay, so 4.5 minus 3, and we say that is 1.5. There it is. Okay, 1.5 inches was drained. All right, so you see how this I'm not just asking you to know how to find slope now. I'm asking you to know your way around a graph a little bit. Okay. Now, this next question is this is tricky. Okay, I'm going to do this with y'all. It'll make sense, but we got some thinking to do. How many seconds will it take to empty the tub? Where this line, right? What does it need to be at for it to be empty? How many inches? 0 inches, right? Well, the graph stops here at 2 inches. So really, if we had a graph that went on further, right? Now I'm off the table even. Then we could tell when it was easily, right? We would just look at the graph. Since we don't have that, and you're going to see this on tests, hint, hint. But really, what we're doing right now is we're making a prediction based off a graph we have. When will it be at 0? The way we're going to do this, all right, I need everybody to pick your pencil up. Notice our rate of change is going down 1 and then over 1, 2. Down 1 and then over 1, 2. Okay? I need to know how many more steps to the right do I need to take to be at 0. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you all, and then we're going to practice again on the next one, is with your pencil right here. You're going to go down 1, and then because we can't go over 1, 2, we're just going to do 2 hash marks right here. 1, 2. Go down 1, 1, 2. Going down 1, 1, 2. Am I done? One more. You go down 1, 1, 2. That is the number of steps.
8.
So it's there's 8 of them?
Yes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many seconds is that?
8.
18. 18 will be where it ends up, right? Because I'm at 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. All right. Does that make sense? Is that a little tricky, or
Turkey.
you got that? We'll do some practice with it, but that's the gist of it. Okay. You make little hash marks to know how far over you're going as you're going down and right and left. Okay. All right. Almost done with notes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. At 7 days, what will the total sales be? Okay. Let's just ask somebody. That's a question someone can answer. 6. Number 6. You still have your notes out? Anderson? At 7 days. So here's 5 days. All right, so we start at 5. You watching? We go to 7 would be right here. And now our second thing we need to figure out is what is in between 600 and 900? 600 and 900. Well, we know there's like 700, 800, right, all those. So this would be, what? What's that? Yeah, it's going up by 150. Okay, so that's probably the fastest way to tell. How much are my steps going up by? Well, they're going up by half of 300 is 150. So what is 600 plus 150? Perfect. Yeah, you got it. Nailed it. 750. So what is our ordered pair right here?
750.
750. Excellent. Any questions on that? Okay, and y'all were doing this yesterday fine on that worksheet where you kind of have to figure out if they don't give me the number, what's in between the numbers. 750. So what's the total sales? 750. Okay. Now we have another one of these questions like we did where we have to estimate. How many days will it take to earn $13.50 in total sales? First of all, let's figure out where is $13.50 because I don't see that number. Yeah, 1,200. So go ahead and write that down here. And notice that's going to be off of our graph, right? It's going to be like if we kept drawing and be up here. Okay, it doesn't look that much farther, but the way we're going to do it is the exact same. To get from here to here, how many steps up do we have to go? 1, 2. How many steps to the right do we have to go? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to go up 1, 2, and then how many steps out? 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we did 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Or we just did hash marks, right? That's where it would end. So what is 10 plus 3? All there is to it. Y'all get that? Totally?
Yep.
There's no sarcasm there? Not even a little? Oh, good. I was worried for a second. Okay. If y'all get it, we can just take the test now. So
Okay,
we're good.
Yes, got it.
All right, one more time. Let me just explain that. One more time. So we're saying, right, to get from this point to that point, the steps we're taking, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, right? Rise of 2, run of 3. 1, 2, 3. So to get to our next line, that's 2 above it, 1, 2. That's where 1350 is, right? But the line doesn't go like that. The line goes like this. And since it's off the graph, how many steps to the right do we need to go? Well, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 3 steps past the end of our graph would be 11, 12, it'd be at 13. Does that make a little more sense? Okay, good. All right, and then 2 more questions. What does the slope represent in this problem? Looks like sales per day. Sales per day. What is the rate of change? They're always going to ask you the rate of change. We're going from, let's say, we'll use 750, and it's another one they've given it. Well, we're going to have to figure it out. Let's use this point here. 10, and in between 900 and 1200 would be 900 to be 1050. All right, so this point right here is 10, 1050, and we'll just subtract them now. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What do we get? Any questions over this? Okay. Stop that.